Israel-Iran War News Live Update. Israel and Iran benefit from escalation. Interstate warfare has hovered over West Asia for months, but it appears to be reaching a turning point. After Israel invaded Gaza in response to Hamas attacks, the international crisis on 3 continents has illuminated the Israel-Iran conflict. After Israel attacked Iran's consulate in Syria in April, Iran and Israel exchanged missiles and drones for the first time in 45 years. Israel fired a smaller, targeted attack after Iran's unprecedented barrage. New rules of engagement that challenged Tel Aviv and Tehran's strategic red lines set a hazardous precedent. Thus, this exchange may happen again. Importantly, the escalation gives leadership in both nations some political breathing room at home and internationally. Domestic distraction. Israeli and Iranian initiatives and countermoves have helped Tel Aviv and Tehran leaders divert their publics from social and economic concerns. Their actions have also shifted public resentment from home issues to a foreign foe. Israelis have complained about high-level corruption, social repression, and legislative overreach under Benjamin Netanyahu. Street protesters in Israel are also criticizing the government's actions after October 7. Failure to prevent the attack, hostage crisis management, and Gaza war prosecution. Protests for new elections and Netanyahu's removal have increased. Iranian dissatisfaction with the Ebrahim Raisi government over modesty restrictions, high unemployment, cultural persecution, etc. is growing. Despite the risks, Iranians have protested these concerns nationwide. The 2015 Iranian legislative elections' low voter turnout shows this discontent. Tehran's strategic patience on strikes on its senior military officials and assets has contributed to public disaffection with Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, along with socio-economic issues. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, attack on Israel and the IDF response diffuse and divert from internal political concerns. These direct strikes justify the conflict and show Israel's existential threat. They must also calm Netanyahu's anxieties, as he faces punishment after the war. So, the Iranian strike fuels the Gaza blitz. These military maneuvers help Tehran distract the Iranian population from growing internal dissatisfaction. It boosts Iranian support for the Palestinian cause and its campaign. Finally, by legitimizing the axis of resistance, rationalizing defense spending, and boosting leadership credibility, these recent moves may have calmed President Raisi. International traction. Israel and Iran have gained international points by escalating their military. It has helped Tel Aviv and Tehran regain allies' backing. The IRGC attack opened 4 major opportunities for Israel. 1. It has permitted its partners, like the US and EU, to reaffirm their backing for Tel Aviv's indiscriminate military action in Gaza after facing considerable domestic opposition. It partially addresses negative public sentiment that has limited Western backing for Israel. 2. Israel's Western partners can credibly protect Israel by invoking a common enemy. It justifies the deployment of US, UK, and French soldiers protecting international water lanes in the region. 3. It has encouraged countries like the US and Germany to provide delayed or halted military aid packages that replace the IDF's air defense and artillery equipment. Iran's partners in West Asia and North Africa, WANA, and others like China and Russia already disagreed with Tehran over its nuclear program, adventurism with the axis of resistance, and Western pressure on WANA countries to normalize relations with Israel. Iran's missile strikes in South Asia and Houthi movements in the Red Sea complicated politics and prevented Arab and other partners from openly supporting Iran. Tehran's strategic capability and the chance to annoy Israel have led to 3 positive outcomes for Iranian foreign policy. It justified removing these partners from their fence-sitting. Iran gains support from Israel's invasion. Public discontent in WANA countries puts pressure on their governments to diplomatically back Iran. 2. It helps Tehran stymie Arab-Israel normalization and initiatives in newly formed multilateral groupings like the India-Middle East-Europe Corridor, IMEC, and India-Israel-US-UAE. GCC countries know peace with Iran is essential for project progress. Iran finally acquires defense advantages. Russia has reportedly accelerated the deployment of air superiority jets and other weaponry to Tehran and added forces to the Golan Heights. Conclusion: Tehran says it deterred Israel, and Tel Aviv hasn't acknowledged responsibility for the attack. The precedent for escalation exists. Another exchange is feasible due to the calculated and limited attacks and swift de-escalation. Escalation appears to have given Israel and Iran local and international benefits, which could prolong such exchanges.